Blessings everyone, so good to be with you. I know it's been a little while. It's been a really beautiful summer here actually. We got back into our house that we were renovating for a lot of last year. We got into the house just before summer began, and we really intended to simplify, strip away as many distractions as possible and just be here. Last year, it was a big year for us. We put a lot of energy, time, bandwidth, money into renovating our house. And it was a journey, and it continues. It's not finished, but thankfully the big stuff was done just before summer, and we could move back into our house and really ground. So we had a very productive summer in many ways actually, like just cleaning the house. It was just a rubble dust pit. And then also cleaning, like clearing away clutter that isn't important. You know how much stuff I tend to hold on to. I don't know about you, but I tend to hold on to stuff. I'm a bit of a collector. I collect didgeridoos, collect sound healing instruments, collect teacups, tea bowls, different teas, different stuff. I just collect. And I know a lot of us do. And so, yeah, I think that comes from a lineage, a family lineage of hoarders, which it makes sense, doesn't it? You know, that why we would hoard. But I feel blessed, I feel grateful that we have more than enough. So it's been a nice liberating time of clearing away literal dirt and dust, but also clearing away anything that isn't really that important. And that's a great practice to do, of clean up your room, clean up your house, tune into our possessions and really feel like, how does it make me feel? Am I actually grateful for it? Am I actually taking care of it? And anything that isn't, give it away. Give it away. So it's been a really nice time in that regard. Lots of priority on just being with the kids. So walking down to the beach, cycling around the neighborhood, roller skating. We got deep into roller skating this summer. It's so fun. So fun. And parents of kids, I highly encourage with stuff like that at the skate park, at the roller drome. Do it with them. Do it with them. It was so heartbreaking actually, being at the roller drome, and we were going like a couple times a week, sometimes more. And to see not everyone, but the majority of parents just sitting on their phone while their kids are roller skating for a couple of hours, and often, you know, eating potato chips or whatever. And yeah, a little bit of judgment there. I would like to say like I wasn't judging, but yeah, bloody oath, I was judging. And you know, I think stuff like that is valid of judgment. We can do better than that. Our kids deserve better than that, you know. And even if they don't express it, they love when we engage with them like that. Yeah? With like play. So it was a beautiful summer of just being here. And not overcomplicating things, not driving too much. You know, it was really beautiful. So as we gradually enter into autumn, and it really does feel in Perth like an autumn day today, there's a shift of energy which I invite you all to tune into. And I know people listening are from all parts of the world. So just these moments of transition are really great opportunities to just really listen, really pay attention. But today I'm really just rambling on as I do. And what I wanted to talk about is so regularly lately, people and people online, people in person have just been really commenting that I am looking better than ever. I don't know. I feel really good, but yeah, so thank you. Thank you. But what I want to talk about is some of the healing I've been on lately, because I am beginning to feel literally better than ever. And people just keep commenting, even at school drop, like, wow, you're looking really good. And people online and at classes and clients and yeah, I see myself every day and don't really notice it and don't really, I care, but it's not like that is the priority, you know. Looking good is really the byproduct of feeling good. But this refinement and deepening of my health has actually come, and I know I've talked about it in the past, but it's come from this lingering eye condition I have, which is called Thygenson's keratitis, with a P word on the end there. TKP, they call it for short, but or Thygenson's, it's called for short. But it's a bit of a rare eye condition, especially the form of it that I have, in which normally when people have it, it only lasts like a couple of months. But the one I've got, it's been over 8 years. It's been over 8 years, and I'm just sick of it. To put it bluntly, I'm sick of it. It's been challenging. You know, it's been challenging. When I talk about it to some people, they kind of laugh it off, because the main symptom is just being really sensitive to light. There's a whole host of other symptoms, such as just deep fatigue. Like when the condition flares up, it's actually a systemic autoimmune condition in which there's just a deep fatigue, and then often feel like a tingling at the throat, and the immune system becomes very compromised. And I often, when there's an eye flare up, get a cold, get a flu, stuff like that. So it's not great. But as always, these healing crises often have blessings in them, and they always have for me. These moments, whether it's been my shoulder injuries or bouts of adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, and now this, it's always been a massive, important part of my evolution. And I'm feeling that big time right now. So some of you might be seeing that in me appearing just healthier, and people keep mentioning, like, you look like you're turning back the clock. Like, what are you doing? Are you taking peptides? Are you in the hyperbaric chamber? So I want to talk a little bit about what I am doing on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis. No, I'm not taking peptides yet. I am open to it. It does seem to be in the broad conversation, and good quality peptides are available now, which is exciting. But I actually have, not that I'm aware of, have ever taken peptides, and I've never been in a hyperbaric chamber. But both of those technologies are available now. So I may add that to the repertoire. Maybe, we'll see. But what I am doing, so people have literally asked, can you run us through what you do every day? I won't go into too much detail because there's a lot that I do, but I'll go into a bit of detail. We'll see. If it's boring the crap out of you, just turn it off, as always. But so, all right, what I've got here actually is some methylene blue. For those of you watching on YouTube, I've got a bottle of methylene blue. I've got no affiliation with this company, but I do get it from them. It's called Waves of Wellbeing, ultra high purity methylene blue. I'm going to put a few drops in my glass of water right here while I continue to talk, because this has been a staple of my health upgrade. Okay, so cheers. I'm going to have a little sip. Temporarily, you do get blue teeth and a blue tongue, but it is temporary. And I think it does actually, once you like rinse your mouth out and brush your teeth and stuff, it actually helps to whiten your teeth. Similar to those that color their hair blonde or whatever. You put in like that purple or blue shampoo and conditioner, don't you? So similar. So I've been taking methylene blue for, it's probably been a couple years now, at least a year and a half. The initial curiosity of it got sparked from Dr. Jack Kruse, who is a neurosurgeon. He's been talking about methylene blue for quite a while. And I didn't quite get it at first because it's literally blue ink, blue dye. They used to use it to dye clothes, to dye denim jeans blue. And then along the line, I forget exactly where and when, but gradually it got revealed that it is really good for your health. So what it does is, I don't know all the scientific technicalities, but essentially it operates as like a driver of oxygen to transport ATP and to amplify the transportation of oxygen, and penetrates deep into the blood-brain barrier, past the blood-brain barrier, into the mitochondria, like the core of the cell, very quickly. So it's a bit of an enigma, a bit of a miracle supplement that is just, it's almost like too good to be true. You know, and it's really cool because just lately, I don't know if it's just my algorithm because I've been purchasing methylene blue, but I've been seeing more and more legit scientists and doctors and people in the know talking about the efficacy of methylene blue. So it's exciting times. It does seem like for a long time the efficacy of it, the beauty of it, the potency of it was maybe suppressed because it's so cheap, it's so simple and readily available. It seems like big pharma has had no way of making money off it, essentially. And it's so comprehensively healing. They're showing a lot of promising data in regards to ADHD, in regards to other neurodegenerative diseases. Not that ADHD is that, but it's good for the brain, nourishing for the brain, nourishing for the nervous system. So I've been taking that every day, and I've been sitting in front of the red light, okay? My red light panel is from Infrared E. I've just recently actually become an affiliate of them because so many, if not nearly all, but so many clients that come over for sessions, and we often do sessions right here, and we'll sometimes have a glass of methylene blue, and you got to make sure it's suitable for you. Apparently there are some clashes with people that are on antidepressants, so you want to make sure methylene blue is for you, okay? And even you want to make sure red light is for you. If you're on certain medications that make you very sensitive to light, like sunlight and red light, you may want to just discern if red light is for you. But yeah, so many clients that have come over for sessions have just felt so good from this combination of methylene blue and red light that they've very soon after gone out and bought a red light, like exactly the one that I've got. So I was like, bloody hell, I got to, I know I keep saying bloody hell, I'm sorry. I might as well connect with this company. It's a good product. I've had so many benefits from it. I might as well become an affiliate. So I am connected with Infrared Eye. I'll put a link in down below of the company. I back them. All the supplements and products that I recommend, I use them and I back them. There's nothing that I promote that I don't actually use myself. So there's a symbiotic relationship between the methylene blue and the red light. It's said that the taking of both together multiplies the effectiveness of both of them, like beyond, not just tenfold, like kind of like 100-fold, like big time. So yeah, both are operating on a similar level to help the mitochondria health, to help our metabolic health. So many of the diseases we see in life are from this lack of metabolic health, okay? So I've been really refining and deepening my connection with that, you know, because, yep, I've been to eye specialists, I've been to multiple eye specialists, and each of them, lovely people, truly nothing against them. But each of them have gotten to the same dead end of, they've got 2 different eye drops that they prescribe, and they are temporarily effective. You know, while I'm taking them, the symptoms are eliminated. But it truly is just a Band-Aid solution, right? And both of these eye drops, you cannot take long term. You just can't. Too much pressure builds up within the eye. They are steroids. It's a steroid eye drop. They're not anabolic steroids. They are a steroid eye drop. And just like any kind of steroid cream, steroid medicine, you don't want to be taking it constantly, long-term, excessively, for sure. So each of these eye specialist doctors, we've gotten to the end of the road, nowhere else to go. I've tried to pick their brain about other more comprehensive healing modalities, and each of them has had just nothing to say. Just keep trying with the eye drops and the condition should eventually drop away, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And they've got like 5 minutes, sometimes maybe 10, and a room full of patients to come. So they're stressed. They're stressed, and they just got nothing else. So it's led me on this deep dive of doing my own research. And yes, dear friends, we can do our own research. Joe and I marvel at it all the time during the COVID days, how shamed we were for doing our own research. I mean, looking back, it just seems absurd. It seems like a nightmare. We had smart, dear friends like shaming us for doing our own research. Of course we should do our own research. Of course we should look into things. Like if we just trust the experts, quote unquote, well, it just totally takes away our intelligence, our ability to discern and critically think, right? Trust the experts. I mean, it's pretty loaded, and I get it. We're busy. Not many of us have time to actually do our own research, right? But for me and for Joe, it's a part of our life. We are constantly looking into these things and reading books and looking up the data, not just listening to a podcast and that is it, even though there are a lot of valuable podcasts and we do listen to some great podcasts. That's a great way to plant seeds and get into these very intelligent conversations. And of course, use your own discernment always, look deeper into things. But yeah, it's led me into doing my own research. Like what sets these eyes off? And apparently it did begin with a virus that then causes these lesions and all of that. But why is it still here? How can I support my body to heal it? So there's the methylene blue, there's the red light. I'll run you through my morning routine, because the morning routine, it's epic. It's so good. And I'm really passionate about it, and it can help everyone. Yeah, they're very simple principles, but I'll wake up and have a shower. If I can't be bothered having a shower, I'll at least wash my face, wash my hands, wash my armpits, wash my feet, bathe, purify, before sitting in front of Agnihotra, which is a Vedic fire ceremony practice. The particular Agnihotra method is a precise way of going about it. If you're interested in it, just hit me up. Actually, I'll put a link below the podcast in the links below to agnihotra.com.au. And big shout out to John Wife, who's been doing Agnihotra for over 30 years, and he's the one that first introduced me to this particular method of Agnihotra. I had done other forms of Agnihotra through the ashram I go to in India. They've got a different form of fire puja of Agnihotra. Very long, elaborate, prescriptive Agnihotra. This is a very short one, but precise. So you line it up with the exact time of sunrise and the exact time of sunset. And you're not obligated to do it every sunrise, every sunset. It's a priority for me. So you have your little copper pyramid type pot, and you put in grass-fed, good quality, organic if possible, cow dung with good quality ghee and some grains of rice, and you light it up as you do this particular mantra. And so I've showered off, I come down and do my Agnihotra with the sunrise. Beautiful, our beautiful dog Magic sits by my side. It's so beautiful, I just love it. And I get in that first light, getting in that first light through my eyeballs, through my skin, while lighting this fire and doing the mantra. Oh, I just love it. I love everything about it. Just sitting there and getting first light sunrise through your eyes, through your skin. Awesome. That is red light therapy right there, okay? If you can't afford or don't want to get an actual red light panel, the sun is way better, okay? So before you do your red light thing, get sunlight, healthy amount of sunlight. If you're paranoid of getting UV overexposure, yeah, the low-lying sun, sunrise, sunset, that's where it's at. So do that. That'll end up being about a 20-minute, half an hour sit. And then I'll take the dog for a walk, a barefoot walk. And get my feet on the grass wherever possible, on the dirt. Grounding is huge. Okay, so this combination of red light, sunrise, sunset, with grounding, mindfulness. So no phone yet, okay? Phone is still off or on flight mode, away. I haven't looked at the phone yet. Sometimes I do. I'm human. Sometimes I do. But there's a real priority and discipline, devotion of like, no, not yet. Tune into the light. Tune into the flow of nature. And it's been so healing. So that's a real priority. And then by the time I've done all that and then taken the dog for a walk, it's time to wake the girls up. So wake the girls up. We ensure no screen time in the morning, and it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Typically in the morning, Soleil will hop on the piano and be playing piano. Lani will be reading or drawing or something like that. And that's when I'll have my first cup of tea for the day. So I've intentionally gone off coffee. It's been quite a while. It's been a couple of years. And it just feels better in my body. It just feels like coffee is too acidic, too jarring on my nervous system. So I opt for various teas. Big shout out to Matt. But what's your name, Matt? I keep seeing different last names. Matt Jumper, Matt Neti. But my tea mentor, you could say, very much so. He helps me out so much in regards to deepening my tea practice. So I've got a tea practice, and it used to be with Japanese teas, and that was my kind of intro to tea through the late Tom. He sadly passed away last year unexpectedly, but he used to, he still does, his family still does have the green tea house in Subiaco. So I would get my matcha and my sencha from Tom. So I still do enjoy my matcha and my sencha, but Matt Jumper, introduced me to these other teas, more of the Chinese teas, shopua and different red teas and white teas, and you tend to change those teas depending on the season. So being summer still, I've been having lots of different white teas over the summer, and I think over autumn I'll start to bring in a bit more of the red teas, yeah, and then come winter it's more of the shopuas, the black teas, but they're just so nourishing, alkalizing. It feels way better in my body. It feels hydrating rather than what I would feel with coffee, and what tends to be the effect is it's dehydrating. And no judgment. You can do coffee really well, like bulletproof coffee or ghee with your coffee, mindfully, sustainably, healthily sourced coffee. Awesome. Got it. The actual green coffee bean is good for you. I'll actually put green coffee bean oil on my skin. It's very nourishing. It's got a high SPF. It's great. but a lot of coffee beans have been stored and prepared and roasted poorly, and they actually end up moldy. That's one of the issues with coffee beans. They can very easily get moldy, so it could be worth checking that out. So I'll be having my tea while the girls get in the zone, and we've got a beautiful little morning routine. I have been prioritizing time-restricted eating. I go on and off that, but I have really felt compelled to give my gut, give my digestive system a break regularly. So sometimes that'll just be 16 hours, sometimes 18. 1 or 2 times a week I'll push it more towards 24 hours, and that feels really good. Soon I think I'll do a more extended one, maybe 2 days, and just set up a couple days where I'm doing very little, just doing my Agnihotra, tea, methylene blue, water, rest, meditation. I'm gonna give it a go, a couple days. Sometimes if I have dialed in the time situation in the morning, especially on the days where I'm not we're not getting the girls ready for school. So on the days like during the summer holidays, I would do this, and on the weekend when I'm not teaching, I'll often include, we've got a cold plunge bath, which yes, clients often use that as well if they are the composition, the body type, the personality for that. So I'll include cold plunge some mornings, and then sit in front of the red light panel while I warm up with some methylene blue. It's a great combination. It's a great combination. Yeah, and then there's a few supplements I've been prioritizing. I won't list out all of them because there's quite a few, but NAC, lysine, and just good quality vitamin C, garlic. Again, there's a bunch of other ones. If you're wanting my list of supplements, I'll happily provide it, but I will not harp on about all of them. But some of them, like so NAC, NMN, NAD. Those I will take on a fasted stomach, just the powder or the liquid right under my tongue, and encourage it to get right into my bloodstream. I don't like popping too many pills and all the capsules and all the shit that goes into formulating a tablet. That's the last thing my body needs. So whatever I can get that's healthy straight into my bloodstream, awesome. And then it's into the day. Okay, so as many times as I can, feed on the earth, a little bit of light exposure. Currently, I am on a 21-day Sananga dieta, in which, if you don't know what Sananga is, it's a plant medicine, an Amazonian shrub / root that gets made into like an elixir, a tea that is eye drops. So I am exploring that right now in cracking the code to this eye situation, but it's good for everyone. It's very safe. If it's a good product and you've taken care of it and you've kept it refrigerated and you don't let it go beyond its expiry date, you want it to be fresh, you want it to be good. I'll leave another link below to the one I get from sacredplants.com.au. No affiliation with them, but it feels like a very good product. They seem like really, really good people. Yeah, big shout out of gratitude to our dear sister, auntie, to the girls, our old housemate in Maui, Pluma. Because I had taken it a couple times in the past, but it scared the shit out of me. It's not enjoyable at first. So I didn't touch it again. But and she's really witnessed my low moments with the eyes and my struggles with it. So she recommended, why don't you explore Sananga? So I've been exploring it. I'm on about day 5 of 21 of doing Sananga eye drops daily. And yes, it's renowned for helping heal eye conditions and improve eyesight, but the most profound thing of it is to help us cultivate a deepening of intuition, insight, clarity. And boy, does it feel like that. So in describing my experience with it so far, so the initial, you drop one drop into each eye, laying down ideally to let it really seep in. And it's very uncomfortable at first. It stings for however long, 5 to 15 minutes. For me, it stings for quite a while. I think apparently I got a very, very fresh, potent batch. Sorry, I just had my smoothie and methylene blue, so I'm burping a little bit. So yeah, it stings like crazy, lots of tears, and what helps me is to really have this intention of healing the eyes for now, opening up healing for the eyes, but also a bigger vision of, so I can serve, May my eyes be clear and strong and robust, so I can be healthy, happy, clear, but also so I can be a good dad, so I can be a good husband, so I can serve with more vitality and vigor for the community. Because when the eyes are bad, when my eyes are bad, I don't have a lot to give. I'll do my best, but often it will feel like I'm running on empty, like below empty. And, that's when it's tempting to reach for more caffeine. So that's where it's been interesting. And I'm feeling the effects already, truly. And each day the uncomfortable aspect of it is getting less overwhelming. And I'm more able to tune in to the therapeutics of it, can really feel it working its way through not only the eyeballs, but through the brain, through the central nervous system, and even like through the hands, through the nadis. Like it's a very, to me, it feels like a very multi-dimensional experience, from gross to subtle. Through the body, feeling such energy moving through the body. Feels similar, like a micro version, like in terms of the subtle energy and visionary experience. It does feel similar to a DMT experience or ayahuasca experience, just different, but similar. It's a plant medicine teacher of Sananga, and you call it in to teach me. And I know to some of you that may sound really woo-woo and out there, but until you try it, you just don't know. You only know what you know. So it works on that subtle realm, in the realm of the mystery, of the spirit realm. And so I'm really tapping into that. So I'll keep you all posted on how that goes. Yeah, so day 5 of 21, and it's a very safe thing. After day 21, I can see myself doing it probably every second day or just maybe a couple times a week. We'll see. But it feels very beneficial as I taper off the pharmaceutical drops that were prescribed to me. And you've got to really taper off them. It's not a good idea just to come bang off them. I really hope, and I truly do feel actually, that I'll be able to get off them long term and the eyes will be healed. Oh, I hope so. I really hope so. It's been a real drag. So we'll see how that goes. Other modalities that are sauna, so a couple times a week, sometimes 3 times a week, I'll hit alchemy sauna. There's many around now in WA, but I'll go down to the Port Beach one. If you're down there, say hi if you see me. I'll take 500 milligrams of niacin when I do it, and just sweat and jump in the ocean and sweat. And that combination of sweating it out, jumping in the water, feet on the earth, body in the water, medicine. So good. I've been doing regular baths. Big shout out to Amanda Noga. She's been talking a lot about the medicine of a good medicinal bath for a long time. And it wasn't quite landing for me. I appreciated it, but it wasn't quite landing for me in terms of, that's something I got to do regularly. But recently, just been digging deep and trying whatever feels right, and that felt right. And I think what further reinforced it was not only my trust in her, but I stumbled across the books by, what are they? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Because he's got a book on, here it is. Let me get it. So, Mark Sloan. I first stumbled across his book on red light therapy. So I've got all 3. He's got more than 3. But I've got the 3 main ones. One on methylene blue, one on red light therapy, and one on baths, the power of the bath. That's not what it's called. It's called like bath bombs and something like that. I'll leave a link to his books, because that further drove it in, the power of methylene blue, red light therapy, and a good salty bath. So again, thank you, Amanda Noga. I've got a bunch of her, look up the product STEEP. I'll leave a link to that as well down below, because I chucked that in my bath. She's got a beautiful company called STEEP, which has Ayurvedic herbs and other herbs in, it's beautifully packaged, beautiful products, and you put it in your bath and can just see and feel how rich that addition of her, they're not technically bath bombs, but they are, it's like you are steeping in tea. So not only do we want to drink good herbal elixirs and teas and whatnot, that's great, but our skin, it's our largest organ, and what we put on our skin, what we bathe in with our skin, gets absorbed into our system, into our blood. So a good bath, we've been doing it for so long as humans. We have bathed for health benefits for so long. And apparently, even in medicine, for a long time, prescribing your patient to have a good salty bath was the first protocol. Before getting on other medicines, have a bath. That was the recommendation. But in our modern day, we've forgotten that, and maybe we even rarely take the time to have a bath. I don't know. If you don't have a bath, jumping in the ocean and just really like being in the ocean, awesome. If you're close to, or you got access to hot springs, that's where it's at. That's even better. Hot springs, ocean, the aliveness of water. But if you've got a bath, what I do is I put a whole heap of dead sea salt, which I get from the Salt Box. No affiliation with them, but I just looked up dead sea salt, and they looked like a good company with good values and all that, good product. So dead sea salt, Steep from Amanda Noga. Sometimes even another bath bomb if I'm really feeling like bringing in a bit more like carbon dioxide, so that fusion of citric acid and bicarb soda, essentially what's in a bath bomb, creates that bubbliness, yeah, like soda water, like bicarb, sparkling water, like in a hot spring. That alchemy with the salts and then the bicarb soda, citric acid, or carbon dioxide creates a really cleansing experience for the body. So a few times a week, whenever possible, I'll just sit in the bath. At least 20 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. Some people are disgusted by that. The thought of, just sitting in your own filth. But we want to sweat that shit out, which you do in a very hot bath. And then, have a cold shower after. Have a shower after and wash off all the whatever's been sweated out, yeah? It's been great. I love it. So they're my kind of staples, really. I do a lot of other things. I've still got a regular yoga practice, of course, but the yoga practice has been, it's just infiltrated these other modalities that a lot of people would call it biohacking. That's the popular name for it now. But as yogis, we've been biohacking for a long time. So another, which reminds me of something we just do, which is like brushing our teeth. The whole family does it. Jal neti pot. That's become popularized as well. It's great. It's just a saline solution, a salty solution, in one nostril, out the other, and then vice versa. Look it up, neti pot or jal neti. It's a kriya. It's a kriya not just to keep our sinuses healthy and to keep flushing out excess mucus and pathogens that get stuck in our nose, but it's regarded as a kriya to help open up not just the sinuses but also the eyes, the third eye, and prepare us for pranayama. So while I'm either doing Agnihotra or sitting in front of the red light, naturally pranayama is a part of that. Whether it's just natural, slow breathing or some more intensified pranayama techniques. So the jal neti opens the sinuses, gets us ready for a clear day. Lani gets certain allergies. She's sensitive at certain times of the year to like dust and certain pollens and whatnot. And doing the jal neti really helps her. And I truly do feel it does help keep the whole family healthy. And of course we still get colds and flus and all that kind of thing, but this combination, the jal neti, the red light, the grounding, it's massive. They're the most important things. Like Jack Kruse wraps it up as water, light, magnetism. Yeah. So with the body being predominantly water, we're taking care of this electrical, magnetic water body. And then also like what kind of water are we drinking? We love spring water, and these are all luxuries, I know, but these are priorities for us. This is what we put most of our money into, you know. So we do buy spring water. Love the aliveness of good spring water. We are looking for WA, Western Australian companies that deliver spring water in glass. Currently, ours is in plastic. Most of the companies deliver in plastic, and we're really, really, really trying to avoid plastic. Whenever anything is sitting in plastic, we're consuming that plastic, unfortunately, and we're just inundated, we're flooded with plastic, microplastics. So we're doing our best to eliminate that. So if any of you in WA have connections to spring water companies that deliver in glass, let me know, please. We're also on the lookout to fetch our own spring water. So if any of you know of springs in WA that we can come to as community, as Sangha, as Satsang, and fill up our bottles, that will be the dream. There is a website, findaspring.com, and it's got a worldwide map of all the known springs. And in WA, on that map, is only two. One down in Margaret River and one at Kings Park, interestingly. Mounts Bay Road near Kings Park. But both of them seem to have dried up. It's not even operating. So we're doing our research, trying to find out, but I think we need the community to inform where are some springs we can all tap into mindfully, of course, respectfully. You know. So water, light, magnetism. So literally when we get our feet like in a river, in the ocean, on the grass, on raw earth, it very quickly shifts the electrons within our body and opens up our energy, you could say. So we go from a lot of us would go from a very acidic state to alkalizing everything. Everything opens up. So there's a real electrical, magnetic transformation that happens when we ground. Yeah? So whenever you can, sit under a tree, lean up against a tree, get outside. Feet on the earth, go for a barefoot walk, go for a swim. It's huge. And then these other things that I've mentioned, it just helps take it to another level. Yeah, so I'm going to have another sip of my methylene blue. And then without a doubt, we've been upping our game of EMF protection in our house. So not only in adults are we finding, just observing more and more adults in the community getting sick, like really sick. We're also seeing a lot of kids in the community. Like I've never seen anything like it. I've never witnessed so many kids that we know getting different types of cancers and different types of autoimmune conditions, and it's so prevalent. It's unfortunately becoming so normalized. Like Joe and I both don't remember any kids having cancer. Literally, I can't remember one at primary school, at high school. even university, college. Yeah. It always seemed like something the old people got, but unfortunately we're seeing more and more kids getting these conditions, and that's becoming normalized. Like, like to Soleil, our 11-year-old, like it's kind of normal. Like, she's got a few friends in her class that are dealing with cancer right now, which has motivated us to, be of service and help wherever we can, but also take care of our family in the obvious ways, nutritionally and all of that, super important. But then it's a different world we're in with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth and even more electrical towers, and we are swimming in these non-native EMFs and blue light. So we're diligent to have red light, not just red light therapy, but amber and red lights throughout the house, dimming the lights after sunset, after dark. It helps. We don't want those bright white lights emitting all that blue light at nighttime. EMF blockers, so we've invested in various EMF blocking devices and even just copper and silver sheets around the place, and these generators with different copper and silver and all of that in it. Like verified shungite stones, we've got them scattered throughout the house and on our screens, and trying our best to take that to another level, to really have our house as a healing sanctuary. So yeah, we try to limit how much our kids are on screens, but when they are on them, they've got an EMF blocker on the screen, blue light blocking glasses on, which they hate to wear. They often take them off, but we encourage it, we encourage it. We try not to make it too much of a drag. Like, we don't want to be those parents, but we try. We're constantly balancing things out. We don't want to be, extreme about it. I know to some of you, all of what I've just said the last 58 minutes seems pretty extreme, but it's just how Joe and I live. It's just our life. It's not just our work, but it's actually a passion in our life to be as healthy as we can and to be as loving and happy and vibrant as we can. And all of these practices are part of it. As yogis, we have been biohacking for a long, long time. That's a part of it, to optimize our biology, which is our body temple, to support the mind and our radiance, our heart, so we can have more vitality to serve and have more vitality to just be good people. When we're not feeling good in our own body, we're more easily just assholes, aren't we? When we're not feeling good in our body, we can just be cruel and very quickly blame others and others. So yeah, this is important stuff to us, and I gather if you are still listening, it's pretty important to you as well. So what I was talking about, like, we limit screen time with the kids, but when they are on an EMF blocker, blue light blocking, and we've got grounding sheets. I forget which company. We've used a couple of companies. Again, not affiliated with them, but if you're interested, I can try to find out which ones we've got. But we've got them on each bed, which helps. Well, we think it helps. You can test the efficacy of these things if they're actually doing what they're meant to do. And we've seen plenty of gimmicks and stuff out there that's cheaply made and just kind of running with the trends. So we're discerning, and we invite you all to be healthily skeptical, discerning as well. But grounding bed sheets. So we don't really want the kids to have their screen in bed, because that tends to set people up for poor sleep. Bed is for sleep, and for us adults, for lovemaking as well, But it's not for screen time. Get your screens out of the bedroom. It's one of the best things we can do. Get your screens out of the bedroom. But yeah, the grounding sheets. Just trying to mimic that feeling of sleeping on the earth. So good. So good. Okay, so we're at an hour now. I'll just touch on a few logistics of stuff we are doing. So our India retreat in September, it's nearly sold out. We're at 20-something people now, 22, 23, and we're going to cap it at 30, okay? So any day now, any week now, it's going to get to that 30 mark, almost without a doubt. So if you're wanting to come to India with us, get that sorted ASAP. Please let me know. Email info@yogaheartmind.com and we'll send you whatever information, or just look up our website and the retreat page is there. We're so excited. It's going to be incredible. Doing Agnihotra on the Ganges morning and night, practicing at the ashram, eating food prepared from a lot of locally sourced food from the jungle ashram, which we're going to visit, from yogi farmers that's then prepared by these yogi chefs with such love. Chanting before each meal, getting nourished by that meal, carrying that into our practices, exploring the holy land of northern India. We cannot wait to get there with you all. Check it out if it's for you. There's not many spaces left. We would love to go on that pilgrimage with you all. In a few weeks, I've got my next workshop, my next Cultivating Silent Intelligence workshop. That's on March 22nd at Center Space. Really looking forward to that one. The last one we did, it's been a couple months, but a lot of you missed out on it. It did sell out pretty quickly. A lot of you missed out on it and wanted me to do it again. So I'm doing it again. And some of you that came to the last one want to do it again. So you are most welcome to come again if you came to the last one, or if you've been waiting for it, come on down. I'll leave a link to that below as well. It's going to be filled with links, isn't it? But I think that is about it. Much love and gratitude to the sponsors of the podcast. Much love and gratitude to you all. Let's keep going. Let's keep opening our hearts. Let's keep focusing our minds. Where you put your attention, energy flows, prana flows, light, water, magnetism. Let's dial it in and let's keep going. Much love, everyone.